Hey, quick question before we get into anything else. When was the last time a screen actually kept up with the way you think? Not just visually impressive, but mentally comfortable. That's exactly where the Ultragear 45 changes the equation. Before you settle in, check the current price and availability. Displays built at this level don't hang around quietly, and waiting has a way of turning into mistiming. This is for the kind of person who spends long hours in front of a screen and knows that comfort is performance. You're not chasing flash. You're chasing clarity that doesn't fatigue you, space that doesn't feel stretched, and motion that doesn't ask your eyes to work harder than they should. You've outgrown screens that look sharp for 5 minutes and exhausting after 2 hours. The upgrade moment doesn't hit like a shock, it hits like relief. You sit down, load something familiar, and immediately notice how stable everything feels. The curve pulls the image into your natural field of view. Fine details stay crisp without feeling busy. Motion feels anchored instead of jittery. Your eyes stop scanning and start settling. In games, the sense of scale finally makes sense. Wide environments feel expansive without distortion. Fast movement stays readable. Competitive moments feel calmer because the image stays consistent under pressure. In slower, cinematic titles, depth becomes tangible. You feel inside the scene, not just watching it. For creative work or multitasking, the space feels purposeful. Timelines stretch comfortably. Windows don't feel cramped or awkwardly scaled. You stop rearranging things to make them fit. The screen adapts to how you work instead of forcing you to adapt to it. What really stands out is how little effort it takes to stay focused. The combination of resolution, curve, and smooth motion doesn't shout for attention, it removes friction. Once you experience that, flatter or lower resolution screens start feeling like visual noise. Pause here and check stock again. OLED ultra-wides like this tend to shift fast once people realize what balance actually feels like. You might think this is more screen than you need. That thought fades when you realize how natural it feels after just a few sessions. This isn't excess, it's alignment. Long sessions feel easier because your vision isn't constantly correcting the image. Here's the unexpected benefit: you last longer. Longer gaming sessions. Longer work sessions. Less eye strain. Less mental fatigue. The screen stops being something you notice and starts being something you trust. Owning it feels considered. Like you chose something designed for people who understand how visuals affect performance and focus. Every time you sit in front of a standard monitor afterward, it feels oddly constrained. The image feels wide but controlled, motion feels smooth and grounded, details stay sharp without strain, immersion feels natural, not forced. Long sessions feel genuinely comfortable. It's a premium display, and it asks for space and a capable setup. That's the trade. At some point, comparison stops helping. You realize you weren't chasing the biggest specs, you were chasing a screen that finally feels right to live with. Check the price, trust the instinct that brought you here, and don't let this become one of those upgrades you delay until every other screen starts feeling like a compromise.